Hello friends, this is Bhavatosh here. Welcome to my channel, Perfect Analyst. Today we are going to start a new topic called star schema. So we'll try to understand what are the advantages and disadvantages of star schema. So what is star schema? Star schema is one of the data modeling techniques used in Power BI or SQL. So it is a technique for data warehousing where you are trying to organize the data in a data warehouse. So there are different types of data modeling techniques we have, right? We have star schema, we have snowflake schema. So today's topic is to understand about star schema and how you can use it and how to create this star schema in Power BI. So let's begin. So as I said, today's topic is about star schema. So what is star schema? Um, this is a type of data modeling techniques used in data warehousing to represent data in an organized way. So you have to understand in star schema is two things. One is you should know what is denormalize the business data into fact and dimension. So what is fact tables and what is dimensions tables? These terms you should understand when you are doing this star schema. So what is fact table? Fact table is nothing but it contains metrics that of interest to the organizations. So it could be like transaction, for example, if you are doing any sales data analysis. So in sales data, you have revenue, you have profit, you have number of units to be sold. So that kind of numeric data or the data related to the business, which vary times, which very frequently. So that type of the transaction data is considered as a fact, whereas dimension tables contains the attributes of the measures in the fact tables. So in the fact tables, what are the uh, sales revenue, profits, all these things are there, and which are the attributes related to that. Those attributes will be available in dimension tables. So in star schema, we have a single fact tables, whereas we have a multiple dimension table. Let's try to understand deeply why this is called star schema, because the term star is there. So it means you have a single fact table surrounded by multiple dimension tables, just like a star. So what are the benefits? We have benefits like it is very simple to understand and implement it. It also reduced dependency on joins. So you no need to do many joins on this because you have a multiple dimension tables separately. So while accessing the data, you don't need to dependent on any join. So as compared to normalized models, it is a very simple. It also fast query performance as compared to normalized data. Whereas what are the disadvantages we have? It has some disadvantages like increased cost, because adding redundant data increases computing and storage cost. There will be a multiple dimension tables, right? So we are creating a more space which will increase your cost. Second point is the flexibility is limited. It is very less robust than normalized structures. Third one is the maintenance issue, because the data if changes over time, if you have any attributes you want to change, you have to change in all the dimension tables, which will create a maintenance issue. So these are the disadvantages. Now we are going to understand with an example how to create a star schema if you have a data sets. So how you are creating those different dimension tables from a single fact tables or single tables or single data sets. So let's start on that. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Here I have taken one data set. This is, we are doing a sales data analysis for few beverages companies like Coca-Cola, Sprite, then we have Fanta, we have Mirinda. So all these are cold drinks. So we are trying to analyze this data in Power BI, and this is the data sets where we have a single tables. If you can see here, we have only one sheet. So now in star schema, what exactly we are doing is we are creating a multiple dimension tables from a main table, and there will be a single fact table. So that's the meaning of star. So we have a center on, we have a fact table on center and surrounded by multiple dimension tables. So we are going to create that in Power BI. So we are doing a data modeling. So this is a Power BI desktop. First step, I am going to get the data or load the data from Excel. Load the data, you can go to get data, and if you click over here, it will ask you to load the data from multiple sources. I wanna select only Excel because my data set is in Excel. Open. So once you open, the data will be loaded here. So once the data is loaded, we are segregating this main table into multiple tables, multiple dimension tables, whereas there will be a single fact table. So how to identify which is fact tables and which is dimension tables? Let's say one example here. We have retailer, we have owners, we have retailer ID, we have invoice date, time ID, month, year, zone, we have state. These are all geographic location. Like we have brand name or product name, ID, and these are the informations related to sales, like price per unit, unit sold, total sales. Then we have operating profit, operating margin, right? So now, as per the definition, what is fact tables? Any data related to transactions. So if you check here from column number M to Q, I am identifying this as a fact because this is more on related to transaction, like revenue, unit sold, and all. This is a numeric data. Then if you come left, there will be a retailer information. So I will create this retailer owner and retailer ID, which is one of the dimension information. Like it will go to the dimension table. This is one dimensional table we are going to create for these three columns. So I am marking as a one more here. Yeah, this is the color. Now when it comes to the date, like invoice date, time ID, month, year, these are all belongs to the date. So I am going to create a separate table called date dimension tables for this information. Let's create the color here to some other called green. So what is left behind? These are all information pertaining to geographic, right? If you'll see here, zone, state, city, these are all related to geographic or the location. I am marking as another table for this. So different color. Yeah, let's say this color. Now we have brand name. So I will consider this as a kind of product and the ID. So these are belongs to one product ID, right? So this is a separate dimension table. So this is the first step. We are segregating all these columns into different tables like dimension table and fact tables. So that is the definition, right? As I explained you earlier, this is the star schema, the how you can organize the data. So I have created all this dimension table and one fact table. Next step is to segregate this in Power BI. So how you are going to do in Power BI? So I have already uploaded this. I'm going to upload this data. Load. So my data set is loaded here, and if you could see, there are some changes. Yes, it's working on it. Yeah. So this is the data set, and the sheet one I have loaded. Let's change the name this sheet one into sales data. Right click, rename into sales. Okay. So now it's changed, and I will save this file. Start schema example. Now, how to see this data? If you go, there are three tab here. One is report view, table view, and model view. So if you go to table view, you can see the list of information like all these columns and the respective information in that column. You can see. So there are 3008 rows. So make sure that the number from the Excel sheet that you have loaded, the row number should match with this number. Now, now this is a single sheet, right? Single table. So how to create multiple dimension tables from this table? So what I will do is I will transform this data. I'll go to report view. So I will just click on the edit query. If you click on edit query, it will go to the Power Query editor, because as earlier I told that we have to create multiple dimension tables from this main table. What we will do is we'll create or duplicate the tables here. So this table I'll create for product related information. So I will just rename to product dimension table. Product dimension table. Similarly, I'll create few more tables for different dimensions, right? So let's try to delete some information or delete some columns from this, because I don't want the other informations available in this dimension table. I only want the dimensions related to product. So for that, what I will do, I will select only, or I will choose columns which is related to product. So I need the column product or brand name. I need the columns product ID. So this is related to product, and then I will say okay. So it will only show you two columns. One is the brand name and the ID. And make sure that in any dimension table, the data should be unique. So I'll just remove the duplicate, right click, remove the duplicates. So I have 6 rows with different brands with their respective product ID. So similarly, this product dimension, I will create few more dimension tables with respect to retailers for time, and another is for the location. So I'll just copy the same main tables and I will just select only those columns which is related to that dimension. Here I'm going to create for retailer dimension, and this is all the columns. I only want the columns related to retailer information. I'll select retailer owner and retailer ID. Okay, I'll create one more duplicate table. I'll rename this as geo, and in this I want only those columns with respect to the location or geographic information. We have zone, state, and city. Okay. Now, see, in this there is no ID. So there will be a problem during the modeling, data modeling. So we need to create ID for this unique ID. So I'll just go to add columns, index column from 1. Now I have a separate ID and I don't want the duplicate entry. So I'll remove the duplicate here, and this is your unique entry for geo dimension tables. Now what will happen is, because this ID we have created in the only in the dimension table, we also have to create this ID in the main table. So that foreign key should be there in the main table, right? So then only the data modeling it will map. So how to create this foreign key or bring this ID in the main table? There is a option called, go to, there is merge queries. I'll select here the location like zone, state, and city, and select geo. Again I will select these 3 column and make sure that this number of rows matched, 3888 and also 388, both are matched, and I will do the left outer. Okay, so it will create this table here and create a separate column, geo column. I only want the ID to be displayed here, so I'll select only this index, then only ID will come here, right? So now the foreign key is this foreign key from this, so that it will match with the dimension table. Now we need to create one more table with respect to the date. So I will create a duplicate and rename as time. Time. So we have five column or sorry, five tables. These are from, this is a dimension table, and the sales, this is a main table. And in the sales table, I only want those information, right? For like fact information. I only want fact. I don't want the information which is already there in the dimension table. I only want the foreign key. So I'll delete this information. Remove. I don't want owner. I need ID. I don't want this date, time ID. I need time ID. This is not required. Year not required. Zone not required. So now I'll select from here better. So I only want retailer ID, time ID, product ID, and the sales data and geo. Okay. Okay. So now this is the fact table, and these are all the dimension table. And I'll just close and apply. Cross check if everything is correct, because all the foreign keys would be available there. So I'll just close and apply. Now if you see apply changes, yes, the data is created here. Sales, we have retailer, correct product dimension, and name, product ID. Okay. Now one more problem is the sales. We have all the information. We only need the information related to the sales data. So I'll just go back, edit queries, and here I only want information with respect to the sales. So I only want those ID, time ID. Then we need a product ID. We have geo index and all this sales data. Okay, this thing not required. Yeah, month, year, zone, state, city, brand name not required. Okay, fine. So now this sales data is created. Sales table is created. This is fact table, and these are all dimension table. Close and apply. It is created. Yes. Now if I go to model view, see here all this data, all this model, all these tables is created. This is your fact table. It should be in the center. I'll bring this to center, and other data should be in the side. Okay. Now just check if there is any relation here. See, if you see here, this data is related to this one. There is a one to many relations, but here there is no relation, right? So I need to create a relation here to retailer ID. Then we have product ID. Okay, so this is all this relationship is created. Now this is called star schema. Okay, so make sure this is in the center, and remaining will be side. Automatically the Power BI will what it will do is it will create all this relationship if the id is matched in each column. So it is already created one to many relationship. So this is how the star schema looks like. So you just have to arrange like a star. In middle you need fact tables, whereas sidewise you need dimension tables. So this is called star schema. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any queries with respect to star schema, kindly write a comments. I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much.